Hey, folks, and welcome to episode 23 of Numbers with the Party presents Starfinder. Join the crew of the Indecision as they try and figure out what's going on with this awful, awful space station. My name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd, and I'm your GM this evening and all evenings. That's right. I'm going to let my cast introduce themselves before we get into before we get into any announcements, should we have any? I don't know that I do. And then we'll get into a quick recap before picking up where we left off last time.
Hello, my name is Patrick, and I am playing Rai, Lucianta Envoy. He's an actor, and probably the most useful person in this crew on the battlefield. Or maybe not so much. We've yet to see.
Has he shot anything yet?
He shot Brawl.
Yeah, I sure did.
Well, that's a good refresher.
I mean, does hitting things with grenades count as shooting? Is that?
No, he shot me in the back.
Yeah. So then he hit Miller. So yeah.
All right. I am Michael, and I am playing Zero, who is an android operative and also the ship's pilot.
My name is Chris. I play Milla Dotwood Abigail Priest. That's Priest spelled Price. I'm a Yosoki mechanic and best Durkin mechanic you see out there. If you need a job, I'm your guy.
Still don't know what a Durkin is, but that's okay.
We'll clue you in when you're older.
I'm Nick. I am the heavy weapons expert. I play Brawl.
Is he flexing again?
Yes,
Flexing.
sure am.
And he hasn't been to the gym in
He's a Toki soldier in like a year and a half ish. And I'm going to probably kill Rai sometime for being a back shooter, not a backstabber. He didn't stab me.
Only because I don't have a knife.
Probably wouldn't be able to hit you anyways.
Probably not.
All right, and I'm Justin. I play Seeker, the android technomancer and mixed media artist.
All right.
Someday you're gonna have to have him explain what mixed media means.
He did a
Basically
little
magic.
bit.
I did explain. It's magic.
Well,
he just likes to do
so-
it with magic.
Magic. I'm assuming regular paint eventually gets mixed in there. He's used eggs. And there was that one time where he was blasting magic missile at people and using blood to paint.
Yep.
So
That's
mixed
true.
media is big.
It's a
Yeah.
weird
Well,
way
it's
to
more
say it.
it's more just
Mixed media. It's just weird. Weird.
Well, what else did you call it?
Murder.
Oh, did not expect that one.
I mean,
Oh, good.
that too.
If you guys,
Why not both?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
why
played
not?
BioShock, right?
A couple hours.
As you guys were watching, if my screen starts to fluctuate, I'm trying to reset my camera settings. I had to unplug it, and plug it in again, and apparently that ruined everything. So now I'm just glowing. It's fine. All right. For the announcements, we still have Stream Boss going, so if you guys want to slowly work down that, I did maybe put a bit of a buffer on there because I don't want the encounter to happen so soon. But if you guys do manage to beat Stream Boss by following, subbing, or throwing bits at us on Twitch, you will trigger a Krellis encounter. If you guys don't remember Krellis, check out episode, I believe it is 3, where you meet the famed bounty hunter from Pyramid Station Alpha. For other announcements, I don't think I have anything. We're still rocking the fantastic new character art, which you can see in our tokens. So please check out that. That was, I believe, at WTH153, if I'm not screwing up those numbers, on Twitter, our fantastic artist. And any other announcements, guys? I think that's it for me.
Yes. Tomorrow, I think I know I am. I think Justin. I think you are as well.
I may or may not be.
We're gonna be hanging out with Starcalled. We're gonna be playing a 5e game, so come check us out there. That'll be kind of fun. I got to create a character tonight, so.
Yeah, I gotta do that too.
That's one of they're actually doing monster testing on that stream, which I think is really cool because they're releasing a source book and I think a monsters manual for their custom homebrew world. If you guys haven't checked out Star Called, check them out on Twitch as well. They do a number of streams, including Starfinder, which obviously puts them in a special place in our heart. But also they do D&D. They do. I don't know if it's strictly related to retro games, but I was watching them play Suikoden 2 for a while, and I think for a while they did a coding stream. So they diverse content. Check them out. I strongly recommend. Thank you for remembering that up, Chris. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
We are doing Divinity, I think.
Yes,
as well.
we will start our. So we're doing an every other week on Wednesdays a stream of us playing Divinity Original Sin 2. That is myself. That is just I'm not looking at the wrong window. So wherever Justin is around me, and then we've got Nick and Michael. Michael, you are very dark on your cam, and you're in a new house.
I am. Yeah, I moved. You knew this.
I knew you were moving. I didn't know what happened. I don't follow your every movement.
Remember when I told you I could make it today?
Mike, he's just trying to throw you off. He's a stalker. He does follow your every movement.
We also talked about how I moved closer to him and how he should be afraid.
Right. You should eventually get like a spotlight on you because you are.
Actually, I think the light in the back of you is actually doing you harm. More harm than good. I think that's what's actually throwing the shadow on.
Lighting 101.
But
Yeah,
anyways, we should probably just hop right in.
I'd have zero light without that.
I feel like that was
Aside
a
from my
reference to your
TV.
name. So we're gonna Logitech webcam software. Oh, don't mind me. So back to our announcements. I think we're all done with that. For the recap, the party has been making their way through the mysterious Pyramid Station Beta, apparently an unknown sister station to Pyramid Station Alpha. It was not completed, but it was taken over by some group trying to convert the remnants of the station to something for the Border Space Military Union.
We found out that they're super racist against androids.
No, that'll come there. The Border Space Union's military division, I mean to say. The academy that all of the players went to, kind of like in our episode 0 that was unaired, it will remain unaired. They were building that up as like it should have been the academy. So this all happened at least a decade ago, and the players are just now going through. During this travel, they've encountered booby-trapped rooms and set off numerous grenades. Grenade-like traps, and they.
I think Rye has still dealt the most damage to anything and everything, friend or foe.
He's an equal. Yeah, going for a total aggregate. He's equal opportunity. That's all it is. He doesn't like to pick favorites. They also encountered what they anticipate to be, I think, the remnants of the residents of what has been renamed Foundation Station, which have been turned into undead. These are a little bit different than the undead that they found on the swamp of Planet Revel, but there's some sort of tie to the station between the two. We left the party as they were planning to enter Foundation Station's security office, where they know for a fact there's a group of at least some undead in there. Bonus, maybe, they did turn off the gravity for all of the station when they got into the engineering room last time.
Yeah, I did.
And that's what we're going to pick up this time. You guys have posted yourselves to the south of the security office. There's 2 doors that you have access to. There's the main doors, which are facing west. And then there's this southern door, which is almost like a side entrance. And you guys are hearing the most noise from the main doors. The side entrance is relatively quiet, and it's where you guys have kind of posted up as you decide to make your way, for some reason, into this obviously dangerous security station.
For the loot.
Oh yeah, weren't we about to go through that door?
Yeah.
Yep, sure were.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't
all
sure if you guys wanted
posted.
to do or say anything before we got to that.
I think we're gonna treat it like we did. I think it'd be best if we treat it like we did the engine room and have Brawl open the door while we open fire on any of these zombies that might come out.
To that, I would agree.
Very much so.
You gotta remember, they're gonna be floating around. Point up in the air.
But we aren't.
You're less likely to get shot in the back.
Don't worry, they'll find a way to kill me anyway.
Before you kill me first, you mean?
Keep talking, baby.
All right, Brawl, take it away.
Brawl opens the door. and I don't know why he punched it open, but it seems
I just assume that's his thing.
yeah.
He punches the door, and Rye just rolls his eyes and covers his ears.
So as the door opens, could I get perception checks from everyone?
No.
Why would you give Brawl another perception check?
That's the only reason why I play this game, is to make you roll perception.
Probably help if I have my character sheet open. That would probably be a good idea.
Oh wow,
I'm not paying attention.
the worst thing imaginable happened for you.
What?
That's 20!
That's gonna sound great on the
Another
podcast.
good
Oh
night.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brawl.
Everybody else is
The
dead.
only one who saw anything, maybe Zero, but for my own sake, Brawl is the only one who saw this.
Rolled, I think, his first ever natural 20. I'm not sure, but certainly
Especially on perception.
perception. All right, I will give it to everyone else was kind of more focused on their aiming and not, shooting Brawl. He's in the front of the doorway. I'm actually not sure where Rye is in this engagement. Oh, he's in the back of the little lobby area cower.
Yeah, he's way behind us.
So what you see specifically, Brawl, because you are up there ready to engage, and you
Yep.
you needed to have your full like rodent senses on this, and we have also the always on target Zero kind of noticing things. There are, from what you can see, the doors in this building are all open, so don't mind the map there so much. It's a small-ish security office made up of 3 different compartmented areas. That's not really the first thing you notice, though. There are, let me count, 5 semi-floating and semi-scrabbling against walls as much as they can undead. These are similar to the undead you've seen throughout the station, where most of them are completely desiccated down to the bones, maybe with very, very little dried, pale flesh on them. There is 2 of the android undead, which is kind of an odd situation. What you guys did notice this time, and the others still haven't caught on to yet, is connecting each of these undead are thin blue tendrils that are glowing as if with tiny bits of circuitry encased in black, sticky, dripping ichor. These tendrils float aimlessly in the zero gravity, but do connect all of the undead together and to different parts of this office that you guys are entering.
Are these very similar to what we encountered on Revel?
Yes, the blue, the kind of glowing blue circuitry encased in the black goop is maybe a more advanced version than what you guys saw on Planet Revel, which was mostly just encased like as a layer on top of some of the undead. This has their thick tendrils combining all of these undead figures. And as you guys open the door, which opens up with a grating hiss as it hasn't been used in years, the undead form, as much as they are able to, rotate their heads to look at you. And you see as they kind of like shift around, this almost umbilical like cord connecting them seems to move without needing any additional input through the zero gravity, helping orient the creatures to look at you better. I'm gonna do some.
Do we get to open fire?
Yeah, I'll give you guys. So there is one of the android-esque undead kind of floating in the front of that doorway as he turns to look at you guys, and you just all open fire. For the most part, you guys don't really care as to what you're even looking at. You're just shooting at this this android undead creature. So all 3 of you make an attack, or everyone but Rye make an attack roll, and I know Brawl, you're just not quite close to use your guns.
It's all good.
Miller rolled a 22, Seeker rolled a 22, Zero rolled a 25, and yeah, so it's 3 attack rolls. Yes, just 3 of us.
Yep.
That
Okay.
should be good. Let me get on my little zombie tents. So anyone who rolled above, it's actually pretty low. Looks like, yeah, you all hit, and please roll for damage if you haven't already.
I got 3.
8.
And 4.
Mine's
yeah,
fire.
Mine's also fire.
Mine is also fire.
I'm assuming it's energy with like the elemental type of fire. If you guys, right? Okay. So energy blasts immediately pepper in to this husk, this glowing, faintly glowing husk, and rip it to shreds. Arms, legs, its head becomes disattached and begins floating, rotating out, leaving no extra gore behind because these things are completely dry. I need to let's mark this guy as not doing well. You did eliminate this one, and I'm actually going to, for our viewers, try and actually draw a kind of representation of
Yeah,
their.
Dustin's trying to draw.
Oh boy.
Dustin, did you notice us? Well, obviously you noticed us. Turning off the gravity, and we're like, you know what? I need to redo this encounter.
Kind of. I think
bet.
so.
I bet that's what he did.
Get to the computer, and you guys will see all what's going on. Don't get to the computer, and I don't care. I'm just adjusting what I was drawing, and I'm trying to draw like how this is. Goop is connecting them all, and yeah, that doesn't really work in the right way. Let's flip the colors.
Lower.
Much better. Okay. And
So we killed one. That's nice.
Why does it keep doing that weird whatever? I'm just gonna do
Yeah,
it.
I stared at him to death.
think you need to
And
do
bullets flew
freehand.
behind me.
Yeah,
It
every time I
was
switch to
weirdest
freehand,
thing.
it switches me back. I don't think it likes
Weird.
my freehand, which is fair. My freehand is terrible. So let's try this one more time with freehand and the black and the blue and.
Friend?
No, it's doing a little bit better, I guess. And connections here, and connections here, and yeah, that connection.
So are they all connected with this this blue tendrils?
You would have known if you rolled high enough.
Correct. You'll have to ask your fellow party members if that
All
is
right.
or not.
Hey guys, are they all connected and stuff?
All right. Moving on. Yeah, you peppered this corpse, and it floats away in different chunks and pieces. And now, could I have everyone do me a favor and roll initiative?
Nat 20. Space biznatches? I don't know. Maybe not.
Let me pull out my
Spinatches?
lovely
Smatches.
Machina dice.
Oof.
Still an
yeah,
okay
no,
roll.
I'm not
rolling
At a
good.
9.
Wow, guys, come on.
Looks like Seeker and Rye took my 2s, so I got a nice 9.
You got a
Wow.
9. All right.
Hey,
And
I did call it the. Oh no, Brawl rolled an 8. Never mind.
all right, so I'm gonna do this how Critical Role does it because I love stealing things from them because they're so awesome, guys. Who rolled between 25 and 20?
I'm sorry.
25 and 20.
I did.
Okay, and
I rolled a
that was
23.
Miller. Who rolled between 20 and 15?
I did.
I did. What
You're-
number?
17.
17. Okay, and that lets me plop in some of my guys because you guys rolled terribly.
Mhm.
And who rolled between 15 and 10?
Nobody else.
Oh, God.
Between 5 and 10 for everybody else.
Are you kidding me?
Not kidding.
All right, hold on. Let me put all the bad guys between you guys. Awesome. All right, so now we have the initiative order. Miller, you are up.
All right, so Miller's going to take a full attack on this guy here. So basically, it's going to be these two rolls -4 each. So a 23, so 19,
Yep.
and a nat 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you definitely hit that. Go ahead and roll me some damage, please.
All right, so the first one is going to be 7.
Okay,
And
and
then
could
the
you
next-
explain the critical effect as you describe it in case anyone hasn't seen Starfinder played before?
So, unlike if you played Pathfinder before, in Pathfinder you actually have to confirm a nat 20. So you have to actually roll again. In Starfinder, they did away with that. So if you get a nat 20, it's a nat 20. You get the effects. You roll twice for damage, and some guns have an additional effect. Mine is a burn for 1d6 damage. So I'm going to do my critical damage. So 10 plus 9, so 19. And then, I don't have a roll 1d6. Wow. 1d6.
You're gonna have to fix that because you're not
Yep.
allowed to type on your keyboard at all.
I know.
Stop
And
Stop
then
it.
2 burn damage. So a total of 30 damage, fire, and then 1d6.
Describe exactly how you take this thing apart with your 2 blasts as you're kind of just firing over Brawl, who's kind of like fingering ears, ducking down.
Yep.
Flexing
So
while
that's
you got
that's
fingers.
exactly what I say is, bro, put your fingers in the ears. And he fires 2 shots, and they go over each shoulder, just kind of grazing the earlobes, just like
I'm
tickling
just
them.
thinking that system from Fallout.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You. This is another corpse that you managed to remove some limbs from with some well-placed blasts, rendering it inert. Next up is Zero.
So after seeing that, Zero is going to build some confidence with our team, and he's going to move up to the door and use it as cover, and he's going to shoot at... is this one of the android zombies?
No, the last android zombie is down the hallway straight to you. It is roughly 30 feet away from you, straight shot down that hallway.
No.
Because of the
Then
nature of them floating throughout the room, I will say you are able to get a shot on him without having to worry about the other things in the room.
All right, then I'm going to shoot at that one because I feel like the other ones might not be in my line of sight. So Zero is going to take aim down the hallway and shoot at the other android zombie. And he's going to use the cover to trick attack. I'm going to assume that...
He's tricked.
Ah!
With your roll of 30, he is tricked.
Yep.
And 16 will also hit, be connect with their EAC, their energy armor class.
All right. So it's 5 plus 4, so 9 damage.
9 damage. All right. That one is actually not dead in one shot, so that's appreciated. Thank you for leaving me something to play with. All right, yeah. So you aim down the hallway. Are you using a pistol or a rifle now?
Energy pistol.
Yeah. So you kind of aim down the hallway, and using like an angle, you shoot into the wall next to the creature, like into the door frame that it's kind of floating by. Ricochets off the wall and burns through its chest, leaving a slightly smoking hole in the ruined flesh. Following you, they all actually get to make a move. And let's see.
If you could have them all like bunch up together around one square, that would be perfect.
He whispers.
Hey, bro, could you make me a perception check?
Oh, yeah.
That was weird. Don't do that again.
An 11?
An 11? Yeah, I'll give it to you. I just needed you to not roll like Brawl.
Oh, okay. Done this time.
You specifically notice a faint pulse of energy travel throughout the connected umbilical cord of this dripping black ichor and glowing circuitry. And in little tendrils from the corpses you just recorpsified shoot out really quickly and connect to the disparate parts that had fallen and begin to pull them back into place. And as you see these thin tendrils starting to reconstruct these bodies floating in the zero gravity, you notice that small digits and portions of them begin to wriggle back to unlife.
Great.
And as they spend their time doing that, in terms of navigating the hallway, the undead are this office. They are uncoordinated, and the zero gravity is not helping them. I'm going to actually give them an athletics check, which I don't think I need to explain. They're not good at, and if they don't pass a 15, they are not going to be able to actually approach you guys. They will either be floating in space or pushing themselves in the wrong direction, which I'll determine based off of a high-low roll. So we're going to start with the zombie in the dead center of the room. The two zombies that are just kind of starting to kind of resuscitate aren't getting any move actions on that zone. Their turn was the pulse of energy. So there's a zombie in the center of the largest part of the office in the middle of the structure. He absolutely does not. So what it does is it kind of like reaching out like one of its like an eviscerated feet pushes off the desk below it and only manages to jettison itself up. So now it's kind of stuck scrabbling against the ceiling, trying to get a purchase so it can crawl towards you guys. It does not succeed. The one next to it, which is kind of floating near what looks to be maybe an identity scanner, we have does not make it, and in trying to pull itself like away from just floating, it scratches against the desk and actually sends the desk, which apparently was not bolted down by station regulations, floating up into the zero gravity, causing more obstacles and not propelling it forward in any useful manner.
Dusty,
Yep.
real quick. When I actually got that burn, did I notice anything with the tendrils? Did it like recoil or anything like that?
I'll allow you to give me another perception check to try.
All right, let's see here. Another nat 20 for 29. That's 3.
Holy crap.
That's 3. Guys, that's 3 for today.
Okay, no more. That's it. You're done. It's all ones from now.
Which one did you get the burn damage on? Can you remind me?
It is this one right here. That's the one that I got the nat 20 on. It went up in flames and such.
I didn't actually see you click on something.
It is so this one here. It's not the one that we opened fire on as soon as the door opened. It was the one right behind it.
The jawless lady zombie.
Yes.
All right. So you notice that there is a large quantity of this black circuitry goop throughout these creatures, but you definitely noticed it recoiled violently from the flames, wiggling away, trying to avoid the heat. Not enough to actually destroy the creature. You do notice, though, the tendrils do seem to be more concentrated on the undead being in the center of the room.
Okay.
So using some engineering know-how, maybe you see some connection between using fire might have been more effective on the center of this ooze and ichor. All right, now going back to the last android corpse, or I guess the one that was attacked by Zero. Nothing. Nope. He kind of spins. He just spins. Yeah, completely useless. Listen, I didn't completely game the encounter, so bite me. Seeker,
Well,
you get
Like
to go.
the zombies.
Yeah,
All right,
I was gonna make a zombie joke.
Does it look like any of the does it look like the tendrils are coming from a specific one of them or area? Or did you just say that in the middle?
You did
right?
just say that.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but
All right, hold on, wait.
Miller, help me out here, please.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, I
as
mean-
soon as Miller notices it, he goes, "Hey guys, it looks like the tendrils are actually coming out of that center zombie right in the middle of the room. We should probably take that guy out there."
I can do that. Let me just whip up a little bit of a magic missile here, and just cast magic missile at the one in the center because it's got like 100-foot range if I can see it, which it looks like I can. Unless
No, I'll allow it.
I can go through enemies.
So because of the nature of them floating and not actually being in a perfect line, this guy's actually on the roof. So like on the ceiling, I mean, like he's up against the ceiling. Like, yeah, you can totally see him. You have been tracking your spell usage throughout the entire. Okay, making sure.
Yep. So 3d4s plus. Actually, let me just write it. 3d4 plus 3. 12.
All right. Paint us a picture of how your magic missiles look as you batter this thing, but do not quite manage to push it down into the brink of undeath again, or redeath. Redeath? We're gonna go with redeath.
Double death.
Double
Double
death.
death.
Yep.
Mario Kart Double Death.
So he's gonna continue going with purple. I think he went with purple last time too. It's just gonna be these purple swirling, kind of cloudy missiles of light, and they kind of weave in and out around all the enemies and just hit the one in the middle and explode on him.
and it blows away chunks of this ichor and circuitry, which is slow to try and gather back up in itself. And the creature is like hanging on mostly by these tendrils. As you see the impacts, it begins to push parts of its body away, but these little tendrils grab on, trying to contain this corpse-like form. And since Seeker used his non-moving to launch all of the magic missiles, I believe that makes it Brawl's turn.
Brawl, yeah. That didn't go as
Nope, that
planned.
didn't work at all.
Nope. All right.
You need a new catchphrase, and if it's ever that again,
Space rock.
rocks fall and you
Splash.
die. I'm just saying.
So these things are floating to, like, I'm sure I can still hit it. Because even though I'm a small SMOL, of course. Can I be in the same space as one of these things or no?
I'll allow it.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep on brawling, baby.
So Brawl scampers forward down the short hallway to the corpses that are bringing themselves back from death again. And due to his small stature, is able to skirt under them as they float in the air, attempting to both bring themselves together and claw at the creature below them. I am going to give the one in front an attack of opportunity as you move below him.
That's fine.
But I don't actually expect it's going to do anything because I've seen your armor class.
Yep, it's pretty scary.
It claws the air and it's like fungal-looking hands miss. The only thing it hits you with, actually nothing. You're wearing an environmental suit, aren't you? It would hit you with the stench of rot, decay, and fruit. I don't know why. However, the filtration system on your armor.
Now, how bad does this smell? Does this smell like rotten egg bad or like after
Smells
Taco
like
Bell
wind
bad?
blowing through trees. Shut up.
Oh, wind blowing through trees or zombies, guys.
You don't smell anything. You do have like a helmet on because you guys were worried about the pressure in the system. Despite me telling you it was fine, you guys didn't want to walk around without it. So you guys, you smell nothing except for your own bated breath as you get under this thing, dodge a fist, and I'm assuming uppercut it.
Yeah, I mean,
Kidney
so
punch.
basically what they're kind of swiping down at me, so I don't think I could like grow larger than just like punch down onto their kidneys, but I got cleave, man, so I'm just gonna do like double uppercut, something like this here, just boom, punch up on both sides.
Don't you
To
have to
attack.
Where is
hit
Brawl?
one to do cleave?
Shh. We're hoping that I hit here.
All right.
Where is Brawl,
So,
by the way? I don't
I'm
see his-
under the first zombie down the hallway before the next door. So let's get an attack, and that's 9. Oh,
Do you want to borrow my dice?
please.
There's a negative for being in zero gravity. Hey, Chris, do you know what the
Nope,
negative
nope,
are?
Yosoki, don't take it.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm talking about the undead. I'm helping
Oh.
you, bro.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
need help.
I'm used to everybody being against me. I'm ready to fight all of you.
No, I'm
I
trying
don't
to help.
know offhand, but I will look it up real quick.
I think it might even be dramatic negative to the AC. It would need to be, because this is kinetic armor class,
They're
right?
almost helpless, actually. Wouldn't they be?
Not quite helpless, no, because they're able to move and kind of react.
Hmm.
They just can't actually move in any direction well. But their bodies are like arcing and moving, and their musculature is kind of pulling things around.
It doesn't get any negatives. It just has a lot of debuffs to like moving and whatnot.
Yeah, I thought it was attacking and moving debuffs.
Yeah, basically.
So I think Brawl missed that there punch attack. It's a little bit out of range. Again, it's a small guy.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Your time to shine, buddy, will have to come later. You tried the double uppercut, and all you do is hit this protoplasmic black goop, and you immediately retract your hands and go, ew, 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 ew. And that makes it Rye's turn.
Oh boy.
What do you mean? Oh,
Can Rye even see what's going on from way over there?
Right, do you still have that napalm bomb?
No.
Oh, if you
Good.
did, you should have given it to me or somebody.
So according to my measurements, I am 60 feet away from that center zombie. Which one of these is the two? I overheard.
So in 0G, I just actually read it. You actually increase or multiply your range increments by 10. So because in 0G you can just throw things
Makes sense.
further. So yeah, you can throw a lot
I
further.
don't think he's trying to throw a grenade at
Oh.
Brawl.
Yeah, no. That's
Oh, never mind.
all.
Never mind. Carry on.
Please
Okay.
don't.
I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, so shut up. I've got 60 feet to this one and 55 feet to that one. And I've read the rules for Get 'em. I substitute my my movement to utilize Get 'em, and the requirements are it's within 60 feet. It doesn't state I have to see them. It's language dependent, mind affecting, and sense dependent. So if they are deaf or are incapable of mind affecting or things, or incapable of understanding language, then it's a moot point. I don't think that I would know that, so I'm going to attempt.
Do you have a link to this ability that you're reading? Because half of that doesn't make sense, because you're not actually affecting the creature at all. You're strictly affecting your allies. They're the only ones that get the bonus. So if I had to rule it, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
say
you're
get
right.
'em.
You're right. It would be them who would need to be able to hear it. You're correct, and I'm dumb. So
I agree on all fronts.
I'm pretty sure everybody does.
No. So basically I shout out, I don't know what's going on. I don't see a thing. But whoever just said the center one, do that thing. Get that guy. So everyone who can hear me gets a +1 to morale bonus on attack rolls made against that enemy. The bonus persists even if the enemy moves beyond 60 feet or out of line of sight or hearing.
Not to be the game master, but when it says that moving out of line of sight is something they had to specify, usually means they need to be in line of sight for it to trigger.
I didn't see that before I went on my...
I'm going to say that you are able to see the edge of his growing protoplasmic mass for the sake of getting you to get up.
Participate?
Yes.
Yeah, so that would be my movement. And then now, are these two ones, the southernmost one, the one closer to me, those are both dead, were they not? I thought I saw X's over them before, and I don't see them now.
Well, when you weren't listening to what your GM was saying, they also
Yeah, I was
regenerated
reading,
in
yeah,
the
sorry.
interim. Yeah.
Okay, so in the meantime, I am going to attempt to where the hell is Brawl? Is he underneath one of them? Yeah, he's underneath one of them.
Correct.
Hey, Brawl.
Hey, yeah.
I can utilize
Is this Rye sounds really depressed? I think Rye needs a
Hey, bro.
I can't make the boo-hoo noise when I'm laughing.
I'm upset that I shot you last time.
Boo-hoo. You can call me out for it. Boo-hoo. So
It's a really good droopy dog.
Okay, so I am going to do covering fire to shoot at whichever one is closest to Brawl. It's a ranged attack against AC 15 normally. If I hit, I deal no damage, but the selected ally gains +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the next attack from a creature in your line of effect. So long
Perfect.
as the attack occurs before my next turn.
Yeah, the closest one is the one literally on top of him, salivating. Not that it goes anywhere; it's just floating in space, like
Right,
spit
now-
globules all over the place.
My range is traditionally 80, so he's well within it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So it's an attack roll.
Yep, you just got to hit. You said 15, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's this plus my ranged.
For the record, folks.
I failed.
For the record, folks, what Rye's actually doing is like he's got a thing in mind. Like he's like, you know what? I've got Brawl's back this time. Covers his eyes with his arm and just begins shooting down the hallway, hoping he contributes. He does not. He kind of hits like in and around the doorway instead of actually down the hallway. For no negative effect to Brawl, but the creature is not under any cover fire. And that is
I have
both
used exactly 7 bullets or fires from my weapon. I believe I have landed 2.
And
How many grenades have you landed? And how many have you used?
Well, they all landed.
They all...
Just not in the way that you want them to.
Oh, there's no gravity here. I could just pin one and go.
Basically, yeah. I'd probably make it a little easier for you, but just as a reminder, the DC for those is 5. Yep.
You have to roll above a 1, Patrick.
That's
asking a lot.
You're asking a lot.
That's asking a lot.
So, just as a heads up, like Chris and I forget who else, I think it was Nick or Justin, I don't remember, I'm sorry guys. We were talking about how just useless Rye is in combat. And they pointed out, oh, you can do all of these other things. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I'll try that.
Yeah.
I just quit combat. When you guys are like going...
No. I'm actually glad you're using the cover fire. That's actually awesome.
When you land it, people will appreciate it, I promise. Yeah. Let me rephrase that. If you ever land it, people will appreciate it.
So basically what happened is Rye just blind fires down this hallway. I imagine, how many did you fire off? Just the one, or is it like more than that?
Does it even say it uses ammo, does it?
It doesn't say that it uses ammo, but
it assumes because it's called harrying fire.
You are
so I just imagine that the bullet like comes and hits the door frame right next to me, and I just go get. And then,
question: you don't have to use a semi or a fully automatic weapon to do that, do you? Because that's kind of weird, like harrying fire with a single shot.
Well, over the span of 6 seconds, if someone shot at me, I'd be harried as hell.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You're not very hairy on top of your head.
Yeah, it just says you use a standard action to make a ranged attack, so you are shooting.
Yeah.
Nick, are you thinking what I'm thinking? You just fire off a firework next to Dustin, all of a sudden he's got the biggest afro.
Boom!
Moving on, Miller, could you please kill something?
Sure. Do I see the guy in the middle of the room?
From your vantage point, no. Not a point where you can draw a beat on
How
it.
about if I took a step this way? Can I see him?
So we can't really do lines from the corners like we need to. Oop, that's moving you. Let's try, because you need to do it from the corner of yours. Your square is kind of how it has to go. Let me use my pen and just line it up. Yeah, you got him. You got him.
Right.
So you're able to kind of like look. You're still a bit back. You're looking down the short hallway into the bigger office area, and you're able to line up your long arm weapon. And yeah, you can see him floating up there against the ceiling.
You got to curve the bullet.
Miller takes a deep breath.
Don't hit Brawl.
17.
Hit.
All right. 8 damage.
Yeah, so you find center mass, draw a bead, take breath in, let breath out as you pull the trigger, and a beam of energy arcs through the room, lights up the ceiling for just a moment, and then burns this thing to a crisp, killing it, and at the same time launching all of the black tendrils of circuitry in it that have been kind of connecting and growing out of it out into now kind of just floating, touching to nothing other than, I mean, it's still attached to the walls and the other undead, but you've killed the center mass of this creature, of this kind of community thing.
All right. And then Miller just whispers under his breath, "Damn, I'm good."
Seeker puts a hand on Miller's shoulder. You've just been on a roll this whole time. You're really in your element.
I was just about to say I haven't gotten any recognition, but thank you, Sparkles. Or what am I calling you now?
Shimmer.
Shimmer. Thank you, Sparkles, Shimmer, Riley. Thanks, buddy.
I still don't know who you're talking to.
Sparkles. Actually, I really like Sparkles.
You are now Mr. Sparkle. All right.
Oh god.
Captain Sparkles.
Mr. Sparkles.
Zero,
Thanks,
you
Mr.
are up.
Sparkles.
So the one that he just killed, the center mass, does it
Yep.
look like it's trying to regenerate?
Not enough time has passed between it being shot because you're acting in the same 6-second span. So as you're doing your action, this thing is being, still hit by the blast of noise thing. So, you don't know just yet.
All right. Then seeing the two that had previously, died come back to life and start swinging at Brawl.
Yep.
Zero will look down the hallway and immediately shoot at the one above Brawl.
Okay. Yeah, the one closest to you. You take another pot shot at that. Like it's not really a pot shot. Yeah, they're rolling a 30. Oh, that's not. So 30 was
Yeah.
trick attack. 25 is to hit.
Yes.
Both work. And feel free. Describe how you shoot this thing because this thing had 2 hit points.
Okay. So Zero pops around the corner, sees them moving, pops back, and then readies his gun, pops around the corner again real quick, and just takes a quick shot to the head. And then probably even a second shot to the chest just because double tap. Zombies.
All right.
That's a good rule.
And yep, you once again you blast off part of its skull, and it stops moving again as it floats away in 0G. Kind of spirals away because it is being flung by the force of your blast.
Miller offers a high five from behind.
Well, he
And
that's
then
not
slowly
that's not how that.
retracts.
Well,
He's in front of
Zero
you.
can't see it.
Oh, who's behind me?
Seeker.
Oh,
The other
all right.
android you.
Well, he still does it anyway.
I did good.
Seeker, I guess, doesn't do much.
Slaps it. Yeah, I slap
Alright,
it.
cool. All right.
Wasn't sure where you're going with that.
I don't think anyone was.
Secret does the awkward turtle.
Obviously didn't.
Zero, you have a move action still. Is that accurate? Zero.
He would stay there.
Done. Now it's the creatures. And for the ones that have been just eliminated, you know that their body parts continue to drift away. Specifically, Brawl, you notice this because you've been on game with noticing things. It seems that whatever was controlling that regenerative pulse has been eliminated.
You're
That being
welcome.
said, there is still a zombie floating within reach of you, and it makes an attack, trying to gash you with like bony stubs of what's left of their arms, and they miss. Like as it kind of like swings down at you, almost like a fly, you just kind of swat it like away, and it
Yeah.
causes the creature to go in full rotation above you and before you. And
I wait. I do have that effect. Maybe I can do it.
what if
Hold on. This is gonna be. It's not gonna be a good payoff. Hold on.
this is what he
this is-
tells all of his girlfriends too. Sorry, no.
Exactly. Wait. Whoa!
Jeez.
Unfortunately lost on the podcast, but I liked it. All right. The other two. First one, the one north of the floating mass of dead plasm. Finally is able to orient itself. It gets its destroyed feet against the wall and pushes off, angling at the wall across. It thuds into the wall and then attempts to reach around the corner and gash at Brawl's face.
It attempts to what?
Like a cat, you know.
What does it attempt to do?
Gash? You heard me.
Oh, I thought you said
Hey,
reach around.
No, I said reach around the
He-
corner, but it's fine. I can't read this die because it's pink and sparkly. I'm going to go ahead and assume a 15 doesn't hit your armor class.
No.
Oh.
It's like it tries to get a claw into your new shiny armor, and it just can't get purchased and kind of ineffectively bats at you.
He
Bro just
like gets
kinda
a
giggles.
fingertip on there, just like just a little bit more.
And the last zombie, the mostly destroyed android zombie at the end of the hallway,
So you got some lint on your shoulder here.
keeps spinning. It just keeps spinning in space. Apparently, moving in zero gravity is harder than it looks.
Do you want me to do the movie
No,
magic
thank you.
again? Whoa!
Seeker, please finish something.
Probably not
care.
going to. I'm going to take a quick laser shot at the one that's trying to attack Brawl.
Okay.
So, we got that one.
Yes.
Time to hit
All right.
Brawl.
No!
So as you aim, you're following the creature's trajectory through the air, and as you pull the trigger, you're horrified to realize that it had just moved between past Brawl, putting the Yosoki between you and your blast. Please make another roll to see if you hit Brawl. Don't add any modifiers. Just give me a straight D20.
All right. 9.
Oh, no, that's not hitting me.
The EAC, his new armor does manage to. The blast definitely pings off of his shoulder, but it's at such an angle that it just reflects further into the offices, destroying some more furniture that really didn't need the attention.
Seeker yells, Rye, again?
You're lucky you beat me.
Wow.
Dang. Best friends forever.
Seeker, roll me a bluff check. And while you're doing that, Brawl, roll me a sense motive.
It was literally a joke. It wasn't.
No,
I'm not
I
even
was-
trying to.
I want to see
Yeah,
a bluff.
but-
I want to see.
all right,
I,
okay.
I'm more expecting Brawl to fail. I don't necessarily think you need to be like being
It's-
about it.
18.
Brawl.
I don't know if I'm gonna beat that, guys. I've got no modifiers here. 13.
You actually don't get the joke, and you do think he's being
Yep.
serious.
Yep.
I'm not saying Seeker was lying. I'm just saying Brawl didn't catch it.
Yes. Yep. I
Seeker,
gotcha.
you still have a move action if
But-
you'd like.
Rye should know that was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, Rye should know that's a joke.
Hopefully.
Motive.
Oh, you rolled under to me. Oh, no, did you?
Rye thinks you're being a jerk.
He did roll a 17. He rolled just under.
That's
Apparently, your emotion modulator, your voice modulator, was too convincing this time.
What I got out of
Well,
that
at
was
this
you
point, I feel like we
not
all need to know.
joking at all, legitimately blaming me. You're right now the kid he's like 6 years old and he cuts his own hair and then blames it on the younger brother. That's what you just did.
That was me.
That was also
Seeker, are you utilizing your move action?
No.
Brawl, you're up.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
All right. So Brawl is going to take one step forward if he is on the right tool to make a forward step. All right. So he steps forward through the doorway.
Yep. Getting underneath one of these creatures as it rebounds off the floor and slowly floats
Yes.
back up.
As he goes through the doorway, he looks back and he just starts glaring at Rye,
Rye's
giving
like
him the
direct
big
line.
old stink eye. And then he does the thing with the 2 fingers to his eyes and then points at Rye.
And then he attacks something, please.
And then he attacks something, please. He's going to make an attack and hit. 12.
Due to the nature of you being literally under this thing, I will give it to you. You still didn't hit its armor class, though. But I'm going to say you hit this one. So go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. Damage. 11 damage. And then I'm going to attack the second one that's right
Yep.
next to it with my cleave ability. When I
With your
punch...
second, your double
Yes.
uppercut. Yep. You're
Ah! Didn't work last time, but it appears to be working this time.
just going to keep trying.
Yeah, apparently the more angry I get, the more accurate I get. By thanks to GM magic, of course.
Or, as we say, more sympathetic to the god.
Not enough.
Oh.
This creature is actually you maybe you graze it. It's another thing where you just sent this one spinning in 0G, but you did not actually connect on any of its meatier parts. Your other fist, though, to the first one connects with its spinal column, and you split the thing in half, and it begins to drift into the 2 different sides of the room from the force of your blow.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to go, these tendril things are connected to the computers, so that might be something.
Yeah, and now that you're talking about computers, it's Rye's turn.
Rye is flabbergasted that he's been accused of tomfoolery, shenaniganism, shenaniganism, Shenanigans.
Shenanigasm, yeah, Pat.
Such a
Episode
big
title,
fan.
Shenanigasm.
Gonna have a shenanigasm.
That might be the episode title.
He's writing it down now.
Absurd about multiple shenanigasms. And I'm pleased with that. So he looks at Seeker and has like this face of, the hell, man, the hell. And he's sick of being just so utterly useless in combat and getting blamed for all of the things that he has done to Brawl. That he remembers this play that he saw back in the day called The Improbable Mission, where these two buddy cops were going into a scene not so unlike this, and one person heroically dove over
Doved.
a railing, firing blindly down a hallway to try to save his friend. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm gonna haul ass forward with the appropriate icon selected. There we go. And I'm going to attempt this like front leap somersault tuck roll thing over the couch here that is in my way, which would be an acrobatics check.
I'm actually gonna give it to you because you deactivate your mag boots, and in 0G have no difficulty doing exactly as you say.
Better. That's even better. What I want to do is I want to leap, turn off the mag boots, and I'm gonna pay for this later, but I'm gonna float in this diagonal fashion, hoping to land somewhere over here at some point in the future. And as I
land where?
Pass by this hallway, somewhere northwest of where I am now, on the other side of you guys, as I go through and I get this bullet time effect in my head, that's how it plays out. I'm going to fire another volley of harrying fire in an attempt to aid Brawl with this jerk face over here.
Yeah, as you're floating by, you do eventually get an angle on the creature. I'll give it to you, and you take your herring fire and you roll. Not enough. Nope. You just.
I do want to say that Miller is still impressed.
Now,
he has his rifle in hand. He's like peering down the scope. He just kind of looks up, and goes.
No,
Nice.
I gotta say, just to add some flavor to this. One, failure does not mean that it didn't look effective.
I'm okay with it.
Critical failure.
You closed. You're only 2 points away. I'll give you some leeway.
So as I leap over, I shout out something to the effect of, "Never you, bro!" As I fall, or as I float over. It's an attempt to be dramatic, and I got the line wrong, but because I was concentrating so much on the fire, that I hope that no one realizes. Hi.
It's a good thing you were concentrating, because I mean, you didn't shoot Brawl.
What is what I just
Pat's
imagined?
mom?
Yeah.
Hi, Pat's mom.
That was not my mom. You can tell because it was a man.
Is he your dad?
We don't assume genders in the stream, Patrick.
This is why, unfortunately, I can't be very energetic.
What makes this scene a little bit funnier is if I imagine that Ride's going at like maybe a foot a minute pace, just never you brawl. The rules for this is the maximum he can move in 0G is 30 feet. So he's not propelling himself very fast at all.
Wait, there's no like inertia?
There is, but you're only able to. The way they rule it is that the way you push off is you only are able to get 30 feet, and to stop it actually requires an acrobatics check. So yeah, you're able to push off, and then you move 30 feet in 6 seconds. It's not super slow, but it's also not as fast as I think you were hoping.
Yeah. And the beginning of that, when you were like, "What the hell?" Seeker's just looking at you like, "What? Huh?" Just totally doesn't understand why you're angry at him.
I shouldn't do combat. You shouldn't do humor.
I think that was in your contract. Next up, Miller. You want to kill something else?
Yeah. Do I have view of the guy next to Brawl?
I'm gonna
Just
say
to-
no. I gave it to Rye because he was trying to be last action hero. That thing is fully around the corner from where you are standing.
All right. So one. How about the one at the end of the hallway here?
Fully in view. You could totally take.
All right. So he kind of steps behind and. All right. Let's do this again. 18.
Yeah, you
That's a
can
hit.
It's got
Yeah.
1 health point left. Zero like almost dismantled it. Your shot straight to the head, puts it back. It floats back into that last office, hits the end of the hallway, and expires.
All right. And then he kind of looks around. Hey guys, are we doing kill counts here? I think I'm in the lead.
I relinquish the lead.
And funny but true. We have next up is Zero.
All right. So Zero will turn off his. Or well, he's gonna start moving down the hallway, and as he does, he would like to turn off his mag boots, kick off the ground, and then turn them on again to attach to the ceiling.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
All right.
Dang.
Again, Miller is quite impressed.
And then he's going to move, and I imagine I'd have line of sight on him.
Yeah, so the way this looks is Miller takes not Miller. Zero takes a step into the hallway, pushes off as his boots shut down, does a very nicely executed flip and twist, and as his feet hit the ground with no room to spare, ignites the magnets, and then just keeps striding into an adjacent room down this short hallway so that he gets an angle on the creature fighting Brawl, which he does. It is going to have what is it? Partial cover, whatever the low cover is in Starfinder, so it'll get a small bonus to its AC.
All right. And trick attack.
Cal, you hit the trick attack with a 34, Michael.
And then 18.
And even with its bonus to AC, you hit it again. Seriously, I made you guys start using Roll20 because Michael rolls too well, and it hasn't changed anything.
But he also has a plus 16 to trick attack.
Yeah, trick attack is yeah. Well, he's level 3, so it makes sense.
Yep.
The challenge rating for this creature is technically 1/2. So
give me an engineering check. I have a plus 16 to engineering.
yeah, that's totally fine.
So I did 11 damage.
Still can't quite sink enough damage down to put these down in one hit. So that was how much damage?
11.
Yeah, you take a nice shot. I'm actually gonna fist this one up. So from the ceiling, you get the bead on it. It is still spinning from when Brawl grazed it. You kind of carelessly pull the trigger, and one of its arms exits the spiral and spins off into the office itself, landing on up against a chair or something. And that makes it actually the creature's turn. So I will see if it can right itself. Oh no, it's within close to Brawl. As it kind of comes out of its spin, thanks to the shot, like kind of giving it a counter effect. It tries to, claw across one more time against the Yosoki. Its arm falls off. Its other arm. It hits his armor, scrapes against it, snaps backwards, and just falls off of its body. I'm actually going to give Miller and Brawl. I'm screwing up all your names. I'm going to give Brawl just the kill. Yeah, just from the trying to hit you, it completely kills itself.
There we go.
You guys
Nice shiny new armor, man. Comes in handy.
Look at
you
that.
guys-
We got through a combat in like half an hour. Actually, no, that was more like an hour.
That was an hour.
Yeah, that was actually a long. Well, whatever. That's fine. So you guys are now in the security office. The goop, the black goop housing this kind of glowing blue circuitry actually begins to fade and die off and kind of melt into puddles in the air, which is a puddle in the air kind of looks like a sphere, I guess. It looks inert. I'm not sure if it's harmful or not, but at least it looks inert, and you guys are able to move freely because you're out of combat.
Seeker moves up. What did you say about computers?
The tendril things, they were connected to these PCs, and I point at the one directly in front of Brawl right now.
I want to check it out.
Need another?
I just picture
Sure.
every time that we do an aid another, I picture one person at the key.
Yep.
Yep.
9 hunched over the shoulder like.
That's exactly what
Exactly.
Miller's doing.
Absolutely.
No, don't Google that. Google this. Oh, sorry, Spoogle.
Spoogle. Get it right.
So this plus.
And Zero's doing this. He's helping
Oh,
him
nat 20.
from, he's
Nice.
There's my nat.
from the ceiling.
Yeah. So a total of
Helping from
35.
the ceiling. Zero walks over and is actually like just standing above you guys. Yeah. No.
Miller reaches for a fist bump.
Fist
He's a
bumps
little
back.
confused, but he tries to reach, but realizes that Miller's too far away.
While they're
Miller
over
fist
there,
bumps
I
himself.
do not aid another. I walk over to Brawl. and
Actually, you're still floating. I need you to make an acrobatics check.
So I'm outside of the room then.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
if you make the acrobatics check, you catch up. Yeah, you're fine. You do actually manage to, like, as you kind of spiral past the floor, you do manage to grab your boots on and you join the group.
Yeah. Okay. Jerk. So I recollect myself. I walk into the room. I stand next to Brawl. I just yeah, I didn't shoot you.
I hope you can beat a 21, Pat.
What's the 21?
A nice old
Of
punch to the
course
gut.
you didn't shoot him. That was me by accident.
So are you actually swinging? You turn around and swing at Rye?
Yep. I rolled a 21. 16
Right.
plus 5.
Rye, I'm going to give you a reflex
Oh,
save
jeez.
in addition to your armor class. So if you can reflex away from this, because I know that beats your armor class, I will say you are able to.
Oh, that one!
Oh my god.
So you get knocked out.
roll damage against Rye. I will allow this. I'm assuming it's non-lethal, which you are allowed to.
damage. Yes,
Jesus
non.
12 damage.
Oh,
Hey,
he rolled
Ryan.
nice damage.
Rye, what's your HP?
Well, we had healed our stamina,
Yeah, that's correct. You are correct. You do have stamina.
so
You had stamina. I'm sorry.
my stamina is now went from 18 to 6.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, like out of nowhere, you're like completely like I didn't shoot. Like wind knocked out of your lungs, fogging up the glass of your mask. Does not actually in any way cause any real damage, but definitely a big winding blow.
Seeker
Don't
did say
ever
that while
shoot me
that whole
again.
thing was going on.
Seeker said what?
Seeker
Oh.
did say while that whole thing was going on that Seeker was the one that accidentally shot him, and it wasn't Rye. But now he sees that, has like, what are you guys fighting for?
So I just brush it off.
Bro, that Rye didn't shoot you. That was a joke.
This is the last time I attempt to discuss any matters with a ham-fisted, stinky rat folk dumb
Hey.
and I just start.
Hey, listen to me.
And then
For a second, please.
I turn over to Brawl and I say, "It's stuff like this that keeps you from rising to the top." And I walk away.
Wait, Rye, get over here right now. Get
Insult-
over here.
Turns
Insulting
red.
gesture in Lashunta, Adam, some insulting thing. And
Rye, that was a joke. It was a joke. How do you
You're
not know
on-
comedy?
Miller kind of looks back and goes, awkward.
Who was actually working on the computer? Was it?
I
it
was
Seeker?
working on the computer,
So
but
as
I
you're getting
figured this
distracted,
happened.
and you're kind of typing. You're still like not even looking at it at this point. You are able to access deep into its core, and you look back, and it's like ping. So actually, this machine is almost completely corrupted, and all of the data it looks like the Fallout terminal, where it's just gibberish and maybe a couple of words. You are actually able to parse something out. And you do manage to trigger a recording that I would not probably have given you otherwise, because this one was supposed to be more corrupted due to the tendrils, which is a corrupting influence on the machines. You were able to manage to get through that, and you play a recording. This time, the hologram that pops up on the couch next to so Miller and Seeker are kind of standing at the computer, and behind them is a couch in the security office. A holographic image appears. It is not Bob this time. You weren't able to get much information from the computer as to when this takes place or anything else. It's the same style, and it does still kind of pan around. So the assumption, although I won't give it to you for sure, is that it could still be Cam, Bob's droid. This time what it's looking at is a semi-mutilated figure that appears to be deceased laying on the couch. The hologram kind of hard to show, but you do think there might be some blood or stains on the couch that, as you look at it now in real life, you can't really tell. Either it's very faded or maybe the hologram is a little corrupted. And you're not able to hear anything. It is completely soundless. But the camera does pan in and then starts to get closer and closer into the creature's face. And then suddenly the eyes of the hologram open. And even through the holographic recording, you notice the telltale blue circuitry throughout all of the corpse's eyes as it begins to slowly rise up from the couch. The camera pans out and then the scene fades.
Does it look anything like the one that we just killed?
If you inspect it a little bit closer, it's a little hard to say due to all of the decay. The shape is about right, though, and it definitely could have been, yes.
Check the bodies.
So the bodies, any material clothing they were wearing is far too desiccated to be useless. You do see some station security armor that does look slightly different. The logo for their security outfit has been updated to FSS for Foundation Station Security. Still Comic Sans font. And but other than that, like, it's scraps. It's torn to anything. And in terms of equipment on the bodies, you don't see anything. The inspecting like the residue that's on them of the dead circuitry and goop, this does look far more advanced involved into their systems than the kind of standalone creatures you saw on Revel. Additionally, where the circuitry was integrated with the machinery in the room, that machinery seems to be burned, almost like if you've ever seen a battery that gets burned through and the acid gets exposed. All of the machinery, even the computer that Seeker did manage to get into, have this effect on it.
All right. Anything in the room?
Yes. So you guys are in the security offices. So there's a bathroom, a holding cell. There's 2 offices with desks, and then there's kind of a common area where maybe you'd wait to be processed and all that fun stuff. It's a relatively small security office. This was, again, not a fully populated station at the time of its demise. You guys roll me some perceptions, and I'll make sure you guys get certain things.
23.
That's enough. That's enough. God damn it! Stop. Miller, in one room, in the top office, the north office, apparently that was where it had some of their extra munitions for blasting.
All right.
You find clearly labeled a frag grenade, a sticky bomb grenade, and an incendiary grenade.
I pocket all 3 of those before Rye sees them.
That's fine.
So you said frag, incendiary, and what?
Sticky bomb.
Sticky bomb.
And
how could I possibly mess up a sticky bomb? You have to actually get it
You
on the
stick it to yourself.
You have to actually stick it on Brawl's back.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Right. Could I have you give me a perception check?
You know how
You should do sleight of hand for
you know how
Miller.
Do you know how you don't stop an issue?
Oh, Miller isn't.
What am I
Miller isn't even being coy about it. He sees them and just kind of puts them in his pocket.
Justin, what am I doing?
A perception check, please.
Oh, Chris just said he's not hiding the fact that he's.
No. I'm for the room that you're in. You're getting to search this one first because you walked off in a huff. You notice that you find a couple of things. You find in a storage desk, you find a couple of items that let's see. You find what's called one charge cloak on page 223 of the player's handbook.
Charge cloak.
Charge cloak. You find 2 spell gems for dancing lights, and then you find 1 spell gem labeled for disguise self.
I don't think anybody else can use spell gems because you need to cast magic.
Spell gem.
That's fine. You guys can figure that out. Could I have the last 3 members roll perception? Whoever rolls higher will get the loot in the other room. I assume you guys will swap anyways, but just for flavor's sake. Perception from the last 3.
21.
16.
15.
All right. Who was highest? Sorry,
Me.
21.
Seeker.
Seeker, you kind of wander off in there. You find a number of things. You find 150 UPBs in the south office. which is universal polymer bases.
Should I just add that to
Yeah,
the
you
group?
add that to the growing pile.
600.
You find a battle staff, 1 assault hammer, and 1 zero rifle frostbite class, all kind of tucked behind a weapons locker.
Ooh, guys, I found some weapons over here.
Can you repeat?
Page 168 for all of those items.
Yeah, can you repeat those 3, please?
Battle staff, or staff for battle,
Mhm.
hammer, assault class, and zero rifle frostbite class.
Bro, do you use hammers? Or just your fists? Do you use your fists as hammers?
My fists are my hammers.
He uses his head as a hammer.
I'd allow it.
Did you guys not listen to me?
Nobody listens to you, Seeker.
Like, no, did you guys seriously not listen to Seeker at all throughout that whole thing?
So here's
Nick,
the
as a
way
player, didn't listen to Seeker saying it was him, but Brawl thought Rye had it coming anyway. So
Yeah. So Rye did not understand your joke because you're not good at jokes.
No, I'm not.
not you as a person. I mean,
Well, also true.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
maybe. So his understanding is that you just totally threw him under the bus. Either you were being mean or you were scared that he would come after you, so you picked me. That's probably what it is. He thought that you were scared that if you got caught, you were going to get a beating, so you put it on me. And then when I show up and try to explain it, I get punched without any discussion in the matter. So you both.
Did Rye actually listen to him say that it was a joke, though?
I heard you say it, but it sounds like you're copping out.
Justin personally, not even Secret. Justin is worried.
No, I'm just trying to get the lay of the situation here.
No, we
Trying to
both
figure out
heard
where
what's-
everybody stands.
But because of the roles that we had,
we were role playing
Yeah.
our characters.
Yes.
yeah, we did.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, so I got you.
Yep. Oh
Rye
no, I'm
did.
fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I'm just there was no acknowledgement of what Seeker said.
You
so
can't
I
walk
was
off in a
just
huff
wondering.
and acknowledge.
The
That
only
just doesn't
reason
work.
why Rye did not immediately respond is because I've got 3 recourses here. I could punch back, which is not gonna. I don't win that game in the long run.
I actually did max damage to you. I couldn't have done any more
I know
damage.
that. I could punch back, but I'm not dumb, and I realize that life is on the line, and I also just lost almost all protection from that. So if I die, that's Brawl's fault.
Are you actually hurt?
His
No.
stamina is low.
Yeah, no, he took all of my shields away, except all of my my ability to take a hit right now. I can take maybe 1.
Okay, because I thought you didn't. I thought because that was
I could
non-lethal.
escalate right then and there, but again, Rye realizes that there's more important stuff. So basically, Rye's view of Brawl is worse than it was before because he's not mature enough to not punch in the middle of it.
1 for 1, man.
Okay,
You attacked me, I attacked you.
I didn't attack you.
Seeker's
And
going to
non-lethal
approach.
Justin
Huh?
still knocked people unconscious. It just wouldn't have done lethal damage. Like, wouldn't have killed him if he rounded his.
Yeah, I just didn't know because I'm gonna do what I was going to do originally after he get punched. I'm gonna approach Rye and be like, listen, I'm really sorry about this. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. Here, have a healing serum. I'm sorry.
What color is he?
Blue.
Yeah, he's like a deep blue.
And by color, they're talking about the circuitry that lines his skin. It changes colors with his mood, like a mood ring.
Basically.
All right, you guys have cleared the security's office. Rye takes the serum or not?
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting told to be quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not
No,
even
not
loud.
It's in my house, so I missed part of that. I apologize.
Seeker apologized profusely and handed you a healing serum.
Oh yeah, I'll pop that. Oh, wait, but that doesn't affect stamina, does it?
It does, but Miller just kind of interjects. He walks in. All right, guys. We got some bad blood here. There's some misunderstandings. Let's take 10 minutes to kind of rest out. We'll just kind of suss out things. We'll just kind of deep breaths, guys.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's bad blood. That's a bit speciesist, and I like the Yisogi.
I
That
mean,
one's just a moron.
hey, let's just kind of keep it civil here, guys. I mean, the tensions are running high. You know, I mean, there might have been some accidents that happened. You know, one person shot another in the back by mistake.
Another one
Bad
shot at
jokes,
somebody in the
oh,
back.
Bad jokes happen. You know, let's take a deep breath and let's just kind of mellow out a little.
And
Zero, do you
Zero
want
does me
this
a
rifle?
oh.
What was that?
No, I'm all set.
I don't know what rifle it is, but I can't
it-
use them, so.
If anything, I'd offer it up
Zero
to
rifle
Miller.
frostbite. I might actually take that.
But as you guys are looking at that, Zero does me a favor and steps out of the security office because you found all you can find in there and kind of ushers your group to do something else, please.
So Zero's actually going to look for a vial or some type of non-technological container. Is going to attempt to gather some of the goop.
Yeah, you're able to do that. There's definitely like evidence locker with exactly what you're looking for, specimen container, and you're able to scoop some stuff up and keep it in your pack. Yeah, no problem.
Would Detect Magic tell me anything more that I don't know?
Have you detected magic on the goop before?
Not on the goop, but I did detect. Well, actually, no, that was. I didn't detect that. That's right, because it was behind a door. So yes, I will detect magic on it.
So the goop is now dissipating, and you're getting a sense of magical energy fading as well. You still get the aura because that is what I believe it works for. I don't believe in Starfinder. It tells you what types of magic, though, right? It seems pretty limited on the information you got.
You determine one magical source is from a spell, magic item, or other effect. The caster level of the effect. You can't determine if there's any magic sources in an area you can't see, or if there's a magic source in an area one time, but has since expired. It doesn't say anything about
So caster level is about 5, I guess. The energy is coming off of anywhere you kind of focus on.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say that you get a school anymore.
So it looks like it's coming off of the goop itself or the circuitry. You're not quite sure which, but it's probably a mix of both. So that is at least in some part magical in nature. Yes.
Yeah. I share that information.
And as you guys leave, what are you going to next?
Oh, I'm just gonna stay in here. I think we should just finish out the whole game in this room.
Sure. A sprock falls and everyone dies.
Pump, pump.
All right,
Alright,
guys,
I believe-
re-roll characters, and that's it.
All right. Well,
We
then
next was engineering.
what's
You
that?
guys already came from
Yeah,
engineering.
we came from engineering.
What was?
So
We
the
have,
northern-
this
North.
up here.
And I think to the east there's also more, wasn't there?
To the east, there is more. Yes. So as you guys exit, you guys are able to walk out. There is another door to the north in the security office, and it brings you right out into this big door, the biggest metal door you've seen other than the airlocks themselves. And it's a big security door, and the sign outside of it says "Station Control." As you guys look over to the east, you see some more pools of blood as they kind of are pretty common throughout the lobby area you're going through. There is a doorway on the north wall. It's a smaller door, and it's further east. And then due east, you see another large metal door, and it's big, but doesn't look quite as I would say secure, maybe as the door that you guys are kind of standing in front of for station control.
Do
Now-
we hear any more zombos?
Roll me perception.
Nat 20.
Wow.
So you put your ear up to the door, and you don't sense any vibrations. You don't hear anything shuffling around. You are pretty confident that if there is something in there, like the zombies, for some way, shape, or form, it's not alerted to your presence, which is weird because you guys have been setting off grenades and shooting things that kind of as much as you can. So you are pretty sure there's no zombies based on your previous experience with the other rooms.
Cool.
Now we did find a map. Do we kind of know what's in these rooms?
Station control above you. It is where a lot of the functions for the system, the station would be controlled. It's a number of things. It's almost like a big command room with the screens. Over to the east, the northeast on the northern wall, that actually should be a residential area. And then due east is I don't remember if I named something before. It's basically like agriculture and
You definitely had a name for it before.
I can't remember what it was, but it's the agriculture lab.
Ecotarium, maybe, I don't know, something.
something along those lines.
Wasn't there supposed to be something in the residential area?
Do we want to go check it out?
Because if I remember correctly, one of the holograms that we found said something about it, didn't it?
All right, let's go check out the residential area.
Although
then.
that's also an out of character question, because I'm pretty sure it did. I can't remember entirely myself.
That's fine. I'm not gonna
I'm
remember.
bad.
So what you guys do kind of as you walk around the corner, which again you guys are heading east now. You enter a little alcove in this lobby area. It's not little, it's rather large. And you guys do see due south, opposite the residential door you're going to, is another door that looks the exact same. And checking with your maps, it looks like there is 2 residential areas. If you head south, you're heading back towards kind of where you guys entered the station. North, there's areas you have not been to, and again, east is that door for the agricultural and eco area.
Oh, now I remember. That's where something crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. And as a reminder, you guys did kind of survey from the outside the Foundation Station's exterior. If you had to hazard a guess, you'd say the collision probably occurred in the southern part of this structure, so more towards that southern residential area that you guys are not currently outside of.
All right. So which door?
You've got 4 to choose from.
I'm asking in character. Which door should we choose, guys?
This one.
Well,
Choose the northern residential one first.
Northern. All right.
Just opened the door, so.
Oh, that sounds Brawl. Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy.
All right, and what you open into is it looks like a dormitory more than like a housing unit, and there are just curtains drawn over little alcoves in this room. This picture only shows 8, but in terms of retconning, so we have the station. There's actually a large number of beds in this facility. I'd say probably upwards of 20 or 30, and they kind of stack up. It almost looks like a pod hotel, which you guys would see on Pyramid Station Alpha, where it's just literally a sleeping pod, where maybe you have a little bit of room for your materials, but not much. Don't mind the visual nature of this map. I didn't really have a room to replicate that. At the very far end of the room, there is one of the computer terminals.
Before Brawl makes any move, Miller just kind of shouts out, "Knuckles, wait! This place might be booby-trapped. Take a quick look."
Yep, perception check at the floor.
Miller's also gonna take a look around.
And Seeker's gonna detect magic as far as he can.
13 perception from
17 perception. And we're also looking for the traps that we might have seen earlier in the other dorm rooms and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus specifically because you know what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this door is booby-trapped. You do see that there's one of the little mining rigged detonators as you kind of look over the door.
Engineering to disarm, right?
Yep, and
All
just
right,
so you guys know, you weren't anywhere near the DC to.
So Miller just kind of puts his hand on Brawl's shoulders. I got this, and 27.
Yeah, you reach there. You're able to kind of unplug it from the power source it had. It deactivates.
After you.
Oh, you remember how I did it?
Yeah. Learned a thing or two.
So as you guys come in here, these rooms, again, small, not meant to hold many personal belongings, does look like it was absolutely ransacked. Where the rest of the kind of residential area you guys found at the beginning, which again, it was more housey, with living quarters instead of just sleeping quarters, those weren't ransacked. This area looks to have been very thoroughly ransacked.
So just metagame knowledge is even worth perception.
No.
Moving on.
Then
All right.
Check the.
what about the computer? Yeah,
Oh,
the
computer,
computer terminal.
another.
I'll do it.
29.
You guys get it. There is a video recording. This seems to be in the timeline of the other ones, where that was during Bob's kind of tour. And as you trigger it, you see two figures pop up in this hologram in the middle of the room, kind of ducked into like the sleeping pod areas, kind of looking down apprehensively at the door. And it is Bob and the character that was named Fernandez from last session, who was in the process of getting eaten the last time you saw him in a hologram. So you can pretty well ascertain this happened beforehand. Bob is speaking with Fernandez, but due to the settings he had his cam droid kind of process, only Bob's audio is being picked up. You see Fernandez talking, but it's too blurry to get any mouthing or anything. So you hear Bob's kind of responses, and it's Bob's like, I mean, you saw those things, right? They looked undead. Do you think it was really? I mean, are we being invaded by Eox? Is this, or is this the? No, it can't be that. I think maybe station control. Maybe that would be a good place to go. Except, spoop. I left my ident card. I'm doing the tour. I don't have my access. It's down in my sleeping pod. Oh, I'm so glad I found you. You have the code for the door. Okay, come on. We're just gonna run out and we're gonna hustle for station control. All right, Fernandez. And if we get separated, we'll meet back at security. Okay. The holographic form of Fernandez reaches into a sleep pod and pulls out a bag from one of them, and you guys do notice that it appears to be like an equipment work kit, and you see like kind of nicely tucked into the side pouch what could have been some of those detonators you guys have been kind of finding throughout the system. Looks like maybe it came from this pack. And both figures sprint down as the cam droid follows them. The hologram kind of like trying to stay up to date. As soon as they hit the door, though, the scene ends.
Well, that was a good idea to come here first.
I feel like we're getting a story out of order.
Yes, but at least we know we need either a code or identification card to get through the other door that we almost went
Why
through.
can't we just hack it?
I could probably hack it.
Could, yeah. That's.
Or we can check out the other rooms first. Maybe make things a little easier. And who knows? Maybe find some more weapons.
Could I get a perception check from everyone in the lobby, which is all of you guys?
17.
23.
Right.
My eyes.
Oof, my eyes jammed too.
24.
2 ones.
Brawl is
2 ones.
looking pretty good today.
So I assume Brawl would take point if you guys were to go south. So I won't punish the guys whose eyes jammed. Anyone who rolled above a 15 looks like so Miller 0 and Brawl. You guys actually notice as you're looking south towards that residential district, the tiles on the floor actually seem to be every now and then sparking, as if there may be live current. You guys are all strong engineering backgrounds. It looks like it might be like a live current is actually affecting some of the southern tiles.
How far south?
I will show you.
With the 23 and 24 for perception, would we be able to determine if it's like a whole like grid, like a whole section of them? Oh, okay. There you're already maybe to it. So.
Yeah, so it looks like it's the area just due south, and it looks like it's kind of right in front of the residential area and slightly past the environmental section. It fills the hallway, which is 30 feet wide, and it only goes for another maybe 15, 20 feet deep, right up to the door into the second residential area. It does only appear to be affecting the floor, nothing else.
All right.
Zero immediately pops up to the ceiling.
Yep. You guys solved this trap before you got to it. Yeah, you guys are able to navigate past it, no problem. Had you all rolled terribly lowly, someone would have been electrified, but you guys
That would have been me because I rolled a 1.
Well, so you guys have actually had Brawl doing point, so I probably would have given Brawl the damage had you guys approached the door. So
Hey, gotta hit me somehow if you can't do it with
yeah, I can't hit you with zombies, and that's my only trick apparently. So yeah, you guys are actually able to all kind of pop up to the ceiling. If you choose to go south, you don't have to. It's up to you.
Sure. I think it's a good idea. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
we also previously all thought that this might be where the station was hit.
Yep.
So immediately say we should be careful opening the door in case all the what is it? The
Air pressure.
It tries to equalize.
That's actually a very scary thing.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, we're all wearing suits.
Well, we are mag
We are.
booted to the ceiling, so
Everyone should go up against the door,
Mm-hmm.
including you, Rye.
Right, just stays back.
That's fine.
I don't think he's listening.
And
No. Couldn't find it.
Brawl, you open the door.
Yep.
You see a tight, compact hallway, no more than 5 feet wide, doors on each side of this hallway, and a streak of blood as if something was dragged throughout this room. This does not quite look like the same residential sleeping pod area because it has doors off and the dimensions are slightly different. There is I don't know if I revealed enough, due south, and this is 30 feet down the hallway, there is a door into another area of the station. And the silent door says residential area too. Here you go. I've given it to you.
This,
Yeah, let's head on down.
da, 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 da.
Roll perception, bro.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's
Not,
the one we know.
not so good this time. A 7.
A 7. No, you're good. You make it to the door. That's fine. Who's next?
0 follow.
Oh, all right.
Roll perception 0.
Oh, wow.
10.
Matching rolls.
Okay. And who's next? Miller.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Roll perception.
Shoot. 17.
So as these guys kind of blindly stumble past this little hallway that they're walking through that does kind of go due west, you are finally the one who notices that there is a corpse suspended in the 0G looking at you hungrily.
Oh.
That being said, it is perfectly floating and still. Even if it moves, it is not able to get any traction whatsoever. It is just stuck there. Until it figures something else out, it cannot actually move. It's perfectly suspended.
All right. Well, Miller's gonna take a pot shot at it.
You kill it. It dies.
Oh, all right. Don't worry, guys. I'm here for you.
Brawl, from behind, you hear a blast, and I think you spook yourself a little.
Don't worry. I got it as usual.
Yeah, Miller taking care of business.
He's a true businessman.
You guys make it down. So as that blast rings out, you do hear rummaging coming through 2 of the doors. The first doors you guys passed in this hallway of kind of adjacent rooms, both the east and the west doors. So there's something behind those doors, not making any real effort to really communicate.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna suggest we post up next to the doors and do what we've been doing.
The hallway's a little too tight for you guys to pull it off this time.
How about those of us with pistols peering around the door?
Yeah, I'd give you a -2 hit, but yes.
All right. Then I imagine these are the doors.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, Seeker's gonna stay back for now.
Anybody else want to line up around one of the other corners?
Of course I will. Which corner?
Don't worry about it. I've got you.
Okay.
I'll probably swap you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys open up the west door first, and as you guys expected, there is another one of these desiccated cadavers kind of stumbling out at you from an office-looking space. And you guys are able to make your attacks. This is specifically Brawl and Miller.
Well, a 9.
I got a 12.
I, for once, didn't roll well.
I
Is this what it feels like, guys?
can take a shot at it.
Yeah, you get a shot. Roll damage.
Nope.
That was so. You guys all miss, and this one looks significantly different from the other ones. In the recordings where you saw Fernandez getting eaten, you notice that there were some creatures that looked like they had blades attached to them, sewn into random parts of their body, giving them a truly almost demonic appearance. In addition to them already being undead, dripping, gruesome corpses, this appears to be one of those. Except every step it takes towards you, you can not hear anything. No, that's not a vacuum. You guys can't hear. You hear almost like a brittle cracking of bones as it approaches, and it reaches out at Brawl, and these blades extend out from its arms and just try to pierce into him.
Raggy.
And, that's going to be a 20 against your KAC.
Ooh.
I don't think it does it.
Ooh. It matches.
Oh, it does
that
match.
hits.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! So these blades, one of them does manage to get into it, like a little gap in your.
I saw that,
arm.
Pat. I saw that.
I was laughing. Action. Fantastic.
You take 8 points of piercing damage from this blade, and the blade kind of snaps off in your armor, and this thing crumbles into dust almost against you, and the particulates float into the air because the gravity is still in this block turned off. The creature is no longer with you.
I ripped the blade out of my armor.
Mhm.
Okay, and then
And the armor seals up again. You guys are wearing now military grade armor. It does seal right up over it, no problem.
Can I do some sort of a check to see what this thing was? Maybe see some sort of effects that it has, or
Yeah, you know what? I need 2 people to make a check. You make the check, and Rye, I need you to give me a check. You had talked to me about an ability you picked up at level 3, Rye, where it gives you, like, if you've been in an area long enough, you get to make a check for something, or when you make checks, you get a bonus.
Oh, hold on a minute. Nothing.
what?
Look that up while I
what-
get Miller's roll going.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? Medicine?
Is it
Religion.
mysticism,
What is it?
Mysticism,
or
yeah,
life, or is it life science? For
mysticism for this one.
For this one.
Oh, well, I can't.
I do.
I think you were probably thinking Seeker.
Yeah, I guess secret have to get. So you could tell it's undead, but beyond that, like it looks like maybe a hodgepodge undead, like a Frankenstein creature. Nothing jumps out to you.
What'd you guys find in there?
Something bit Brawl.
With a lot of knives.
Yeah.
Lives.
can I like keep this for later?
Yeah, add
Like I don't know what to.
mystery undead blade. Let me rephrase that because blade still sounds like it's a usable weapon. Mystery undead
Barb.
Spike,
what?
barb.
Yeah.
A barb. I like barb. Let's go with barb. Barb probably describes it pretty well.
Yeah, that's how I'm imagining.
Would I be able to check out the barb?
Yeah, give me a
and-
mysticism. If you
Okay.
get a high enough mysticism, I'll give it to you. It is
All
something
right,
that you guys could have.
What is it at? I don't have super high mysticism, but I do have it. 16?
You remember hearing rumors, and there was something to do with unusual or modified undead, but unfortunately, without looking to more resources, which you guys don't really have available right now, you just can't recall exactly what it is. You do know something again about undead, kind of is in the back of your mind, especially customized ones, but not enough to quite land it for you.
Now, does this actually look like a barb?
It's like a blade that is it's got like a kind of a nasty hook. at the end,
I mean,
but not a
I want to
delivery.
rephrase because Miller's background is Xenoseeker. He does like to know about creatures and whatnot. Am I in any way, shape, or form worried that he has been poisoned?
No. No, you're not. You're not worried about that.
Well, that's what I was gonna look at too. I was gonna be check myself or the end of the barb and be like,
no.
any sort
It's
of-
more it looks rusted and gross, so you
Okay.
might need to get a tetanus shot. But you don't feel any immediately different. I would have made you make
No
a
zombie babies?
no zombie.
Not yet, not yet.
Xenoseeker, my Xenoseeker friend Miller, give me a culture check actually while Rye figures out his stuff.
Would that you mean life science?
No, give me a culture check.
All right, culture. This plus 6. So 22.
Oh, Still not quite enough. You now kind of remember as you're looking over it, something about like kind of like a seeker mutters to himself about like modified undead. That reminds you of something, but you haven't quite gotten there. What was that, Rye?
No, I said that I know what you were referring to. You were referring to a conversation that we had. I can talk to you about it later. I'm not going to utilize the ability because I'd want to clear something up with you beforehand.
Before you actually take the ability?
Well, no. We had talked about it. All right. So the one that you were talking about was Well Informed, which is an envoy talent, which is I don't think I'd be able to use it right now anyway because you have to spend 24
No,
hours.
so I'm allowing that. I'm aware of that. I'll answer that to you anyways, but keep going.
But you said it likely was not going to be that much of a thing, but I had also misunderstood the one I ended up writing down, but on my sheet I do not have that. I put down instead I forget the name of it. Hold on.
It was the one where you thought you could not be lied to, and that doesn't quite work. So would you be taking that one, or would you be taking this one, or something else entirely?
I think I like the idea of Well Informed from a role play aspect. It's a coin toss.
Okay, just give me a culture check, and I won't give you whatever bonus that generates.
Yeah,
so just give me a culture check though.
We figure that out. Culture check.
Yep.
21.
Do you get to roll a d6 with that or not? Is that sense motives that you have?
I get to roll it.
Okay, add me a d6.
I already did. Did it not?
No.
Oh, you're right.
It
It did not. Okay. Nope. That is correct. That is correct. For a culture check, that's fine. We're good.
Okay. All right. Nope. You guys have like faint mentions. So maybe when you guys get back to Mariner Station Alpha, you could probably poke around and maybe get some more information. But as of now, you are all useless in terms of who I think should have the knowledge. So yeah, you guys do have the door on.
Hold on. I can use my exocortex memory module to once per day as a reaction while not in combat. You can re-roll a failed skill check.
Ooh.
Sure. Give me a reroll.
That's the one that you want to reroll.
Nope.
A slight spark happens in your exocortex and you get a headache.
Ow!
The memory core says you remembered enough today, sir. On the eastern door, you guys doing the same maneuver, or are you going to leave the eastern door alone?
I'm gonna say there's a computer in here. If it's anything of value, search for another.
It's got that same burn from the techno virus. Most of the stuff in here is
Gotcha.
dead. I'll give you guys some general loot for the area if you clear it, but if you don't clear it, we won't really loot it. So if you guys want to try this again, it stands between you and some extra loot.
All right, I will take point on the next door as well.
All right, make those rolls, please.
I ran out of good rolls, guys. Sorry. You're on your own.
0 and Brawl do hit.
Mine would actually
11 damage.
9, and then whatever he is flat-footed.
Okay. 9 plus 6 is you guys both hit. So you shoot it and like the arm, like where you puncture it, like the dust, the bone just turns into dust, like just poof in a cloud, which causes it to stumble into Brawl's uppercut, not even knocking its head off of its body, just knocking the bones into powdery chips as it fades away. This was another one of those creatures with different blades. These blades were kind of more attached to like its shoulders, and it looked more like if it had grabbed you, you would have been pin cushioned. It was just like sharp objects all pierced throughout its body. Yeah, you guys take this apart, no problem. I will give you guys loot next time. I'm not going to worry about that for this session. As you guys make your way through and you kind of no more sounds, so I assume you guys kind of search the rest of it.
Yes,
You
sir.
found like a little office block, and it looked like administrative offices. So the loot there will be mostly credits. So you guys find some credits that I'll figure out how much later.
Okay.
What is this little tiny room right here? Is that anything of note?
No, like that would be like a thermostat room or like a service closet or something. Nothing
Okay.
special.
All right.
Find a broom if you want it.
Okay. Moving on then.
The south, there's a door to the south that opens up into the next residential area.
Oh.
And now you guys are kind of in a tight hallway. What's the marching order going into the store?
Brawl's taking point.
I will be right behind Brawl.
Okay.
I'll
follow.
be in the middle, I guess.
I am probably gonna be like,
Don't want to be in line of fire.
All right. And in this room, as Brawl opens it, and he opens through the next airlock, there are 3 of these modified corpses dead in front of you, and they are all they weren't able, once the gravity shut off, they weren't able to keep their form. Maybe like an eye is blinking, like in a face as it kind of floats away. But these things are completely useless. They're dead. They're immobile. They're in pieces, and they've crumbled from. You guys guess age, which is weird because it has only been 10 years, or at least you have a play of like 15 to 10 years. But these things have all desiccated from age. They're floating clouds of slowly expanding particulates.
Cool.
You have found
Mila says.
you found a residence area room. This is one of those sleeping pod areas. Walking through, you are able to notice a pod that has a name for it, and it's I don't know if I had a last name for him, but we'll say it's Bob Tinne, Tinna. Y, thank you, Tinne. And you're able to pull out. He has like a some clothing in there, like an engineering jumpsuit, and attached to the jumpsuit, which is a lot dirtier than the one he's wearing in the hologram. You find his ident card, which apparently will give you access. The area to the south of the room is obscured by a partial hole that goes into what looks to be maybe the interior of a vessel. The room itself is like all sorts of in disarray. Corner of the room is caved in and smashed up. And this ship that hit the station is wedged in so perfectly that it is airtight. Nothing is being like sucked out. Or if it is, I mean, you guys don't notice any drop in pressure or anything. And the ship is a small-ish vessel, no larger than the Indecision. And it has like a gaping hole cut into the front of it. From either the impact or something else, and it does look like almost like the craft was like a needle point, almost like a ramming ship, like it was almost meant to smash into something as it did. I don't have a map for the ship because it is relatively small, but if you guys wanted to explore the ship, you would be able to.
Yeah.
I need for Zero and Miller, Zero an engineering check, and no, sorry, Zero, I need the piloting check to identify ships, and Miller, I need an engineering check to help try and identify the ship.
21.
Mine will be the same thing because it's a -5 to the DC.
In terms of engineering, Miller, this looks like a really old model ship, easily maybe even 30 years, 40 years off market. But other than that, just from the style, you don't really recognize anything else from it. For you, Zero, you don't really have the culture background for it or things like that. So when you saw the undead, it didn't really trigger anything for you. But when you see this ship, you kind of start piecing things together, and you remember old spacer tales. These are like horror stories you get told in a bar after people have had a little bit too much to drink, or stories that maybe parents on Pistol you might have heard as like a joke tell their children when they need to go to sleep. There's the tales are of something called dead ships, and these are of unknown origin and unknown affiliation. Ships that seem to be almost like ghost ships. Something or someone fills with undead creations and abominations and just sends them spiraling throughout space. Again, not really something that people can really corroborate or have a strict way of saying like why it's been repeated. So it's always stayed in the realm of quasi myth. But supposedly these are ships that would just over time impact whatever was in front of them, whether it was passenger vessel, military vehicle, space station, sometimes even settled planets supposedly had rumors of these ships making impact. And where these things struck, abominations would spread out. The intention of these abominations was never clear, whether they were mindless or set on some goal. But you do kind of put this together and say that either someone is mirroring a myth, or maybe there is some validity to it as you kind of make your way into this empty, hollow out, slightly overaged vessel. That, as far as you guys can tell, is probably what caused the undead problem that spread throughout Foundation Station.
Huh.
Perception checks, please.
Oh boy.
You got it.
Yay.
24. Oh, and that 20 from 0.
6. I
Yep.
am not
It's ship
rolling
related.
today.
I was paying attention.
I got a 14.
Let me adjust a couple things on here. So you find two things. Zero kind of like, you guys are all finding different things, and I'll say you guys do find the inside the ship. There, it's hollowed out. It's not made for passengers anymore. It's just got like pods that you can kind of like almost look like sleeping pods. No, I'm sorry. Let me say this, like cryogen pods. You guys had seen the orc inside of Pyramid Station Alpha's central security area that had like one of these like as a bed. These are all like up against the wall, all open, either shattered or opened mechanically. There is no life support that you guys kind of poke through. There's no communications array. It looks like this was set up to hold undead or creatures of some sort and shipped out into space. For the folks who are not did not roll nat 20, you guys do see that there is in the back of the ship, which is relatively intact, an altar of some sort, of which there was a pedestal on, which is toppled over and cracked now. But it looks like it would have probably been the perfect place to hold a book. It
So
is
this
the
was
book is
intentional then.
the book is not there. It's not in the ship at the moment. And Zero, as you're poking through, you actually find, like kind of in the floor, like underneath the altar, there were a couple of items tucked away. You find a set of manacles that are not fuzzy. I don't know why these have a level item level, but it's a level 4 manacles. You also find something called a psychic booster on page 227 of the player's handbook.
Booster.
You also find an iridescent spindle Aeon Stone, which I believe is one of the ones that Rye already has. And you find a spell gem of Remove Condition Lesser. And that is all you guys find in this crashed, maybe haunted ghost ship. And I will say that you only have, looking throughout the station and rechecking with your maps, 2 rooms that you guys have not entered yet. One is oriented towards agriculture and was probably more of like subsystems to keep the station going.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Station Command, where
We now have the key card.
you have the key card, and it was the last location that you guys knew Bob was trying to get to.
Yeah.
So if you are going to follow the story of Bob, it's likely the most logical location is inside the command center.
Sure. Do we want to check out the ecosystem first?
We're actually at 10:30, so we're
Cool.
going to end tonight's episode with you guys having found the ship, found the book's origin point at least, and we'll pick up next time with if you guys want to wrap things up with Foundation Station Beta.
Man.
I will say Pyramid Station Beta, Foundation Station. One more episode and we will definitely be done. You guys do not have any more.
Hooray!
You pretty much exhausted it, which is pretty solid. Let me give you those credits you guys got from those places. You got 400 credits, an additional 100 UPBs.
All right.
So 400
And that's what you
split,
guys
split 5 ways.
I'm adding it all up. We could split it later.
Yeah.
And before we transition and we say goodbye to our lovely, wonderful viewers and move to the after party, do you guys have anything you want to address as a party or confirm with me, or just before we sign off, anything you'd like to cover?
Experience? Do we want to do experience
yeah.
later or what?
You guys killed.
Miller killed.
Zero killed a couple.
So you guys triggered one of the zombie traps, so you don't get quite past it. You did get rid of the other one. That was 200 XP. The 5 connected zombies weren't actually much more difficult. So that's I think 1,000 XP for all of them. And is there any actually undead you killed other than those guys? Oh, you did get past my electric floor trap. So that's going to be another 200 XP for that as well.
So what is that? 1,400?
I wasn't keeping track.
I heard 200, then 1,000, then 200.
Done.
All right. Well, we leveled up.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna start dividing that then.
Really, we're at 35-20.
No, we're at 49-20.
Oh, jeez.
All right, we're gonna start moving to slow it down because I wanted to get you guys to level 3. I don't want you to go past that, and you guys didn't do
Okay.
anything worth it. So now divide that number by 5,
All right.
and now we'll be on track with the standard Starfinder experience, which is what I wanted anyways. You guys are eventually gonna transition.
We're
but
keeping it at party, right?
the party XP. Yes, I'm
okay.
just gonna start dividing it so that you guys do an aggregate. Only get what would be 1 thing.
All right, we're at 5,200 then.
Okay, how far away does that put you from level 4?
800 more points.
Okay, you might actually hit level 4 after this, but things will slow down. Things will slow down as we go into, which is good because when we do the, we'll talk about them more in the after party. So I actually don't need to go into any other things you guys want to cover. That sounds
I
like
want to cover my butt.
That's not. Yeah, I wish you hadn't said that. Folks still watching, please hang out. Enter the Twitch chat. Start harassing us. We'll all kind of jump on the Twitch chat now because we're going to transition into the after party. For everyone else, please remember, never split the party.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, Pat.
It was my
Did it.
fault.
That's probably-
I did it this
Nope,
time.
Nope. He did it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Justin.
Oh,